Yo, it's your boy, Warren Freeman, back here with another episode of Warren's Vlog, episode 14. And I want to apologize in advance. I've been sick the past couple days, so if my voice goes out on me, just try to bear with me. It's been a rough couple days for me. This is quite an improvement on what my voice was the past couple days, so. But this is the first time that I've had to talk for an extended amount of time. So will my voice hold up? We'll find out. So I forgot to mention last week when I did my review for SmackDown. Usually I decide who wins for the week. When I looked at my notes, both shows got a B. But so I want to say both shows were dead even, but just because I got to pick a winner. I'm probably going to go with Raw as the winner for last week. And that coincides with my MVP from last week, which was Big E. So now remember, this week is going to be different because this is the pay-per-view week. So I'm not going to do my MVP when I do my SmackDown review. I'm going to do my MVP for the week after Extreme Rules. And, I got hella content this week, man. I got the Raw review I'm doing right now. I got SmackDown review coming up. Extreme Rules Pick'ems, baby. Extreme Rules Pick'ems. And then, of course, my review of Extreme Rules itself. So that's at least 4 videos coming your way. I might sneak in a fifth. Not sure if this is the best thing to drink, but this video is sponsored by Coca-Cola. All right. So, Raw starts off with a recap video of Big E cashing in. And, he hit the big ending. He hit the big ending. He countered into the spear. Big E kicked out. And he got the big ending. 1, 2, 3. We got a new WWE champion. So, the New Day come out. And they give this long introduction. The finally reunited New Day and the WWE Champion Big E and Feel the Power. It was a very, very long introduction for Big E there. But then the New Day comes out. They get cheered. They do their thing. And Big E cut, and I don't want to say a cookie cutter babyface promo, but, and normally I would shit on it, but Big E delivers his promos with such passion and with such believability that he can make even the most cookie cutter promo sound impactful and sound meaningful. He basically says that he's grateful. He says it's not November 25th, referencing Thanksgiving, but he says, I want to give thanks to the fans who supported me. Even those y'all who chanted New Day suck, I forgive you. And then this is what kind of touched me. He said, I want to give thanks to the people. I don't remember the exact quote. I really don't want to fuck it up. But he referenced Brody Lee to the people who are no longer with us and wishing that he could be here to see it. And that was very emotional. You can see Big E get choked up a little bit. And it was great. But then he says, but we got bigger fish to fry, and I'm paraphrasing, but we got bigger fish to fry because the Bloodline is here tonight, and they're on our show, my show, Monday Night Raw. We're going to send a Bloodline packing. Cue the Bloodline music. Roman Reigns comes out flanked by the Usos and Paul Heyman. Roman Reigns gets 2 pyro cues for some reason. Like, he gets the pyro cue at the top of the stage. And then when he gets in the ring, he holds the title up and he gets another pyro cue. I think that was a little bit overkill. And again, I got the Friday vibes. My belt is bigger than yours. It was cold that day. I don't know, just holding the belts up. I don't know, Big E and Roman Reigns comparing belt sizes. So that transitions into the match. We have a 6-man tag team match. It's the Bloodline versus the New Day. And this was announced on SmackDown that this was going to happen. I probably talked about it in my SmackDown video. I'm quite sure I did. I gave this match a dislike, man. And it really comes down to inconsistent rules that the referees follow. Now, I used to ref on the Indies, so I have a little bit of experience as a ref. And I understand if the promoter tells you to do something, you do it. But it's just very inconsistent where on the same fucking show, you have Bobby Lashley who interferes in this match, attacks everybody on the outside, and the referee does nothing. And then later on, you have AJ Styles versus Randy Orton, where Omos grabs Orton's foot and stops Orton from going to the punt. In one instance, the referee just ignores it and the match continues. In the other instance, the referee throws Omos out of the ringside area. So you got to be consistent. Um, so yeah, Bobby. Now I gave the match a dislike, but Bobby getting his heat back, I gave that a like because Bobby looked badass. So he comes out, he spears Big E, he attacks Kofi, he attacks Jimmy or Jay Usos. I can't tell him apart. He attacks one of them, and Xavier Woods is so distracted by this, and then of course they do the whole wrestler gets distracted by what's going on the outside trope, and Xavier Woods eats a spear and Roman Reigns wins. But Bobby Lashley's not done. He gets in the ring, he spears Roman. He goes to the outside of the ring and then he spears Big E through the barricade. So I really like how they still kept Bobby Lashley looking strong. Over him essentially getting his heat back from losing the WWE title last week. Um, so yeah, after that, Bobby Lashley goes backstage. He gets in the GM's office, gets in Adam and Sonya's face, and basically say, you know what? I could beat Big E. I can beat Roman Reigns. Hell, I can beat them both at the same time. And it's funny that he said that because later on in the show, it would be announced the match would be made. It would be Big E versus Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley in the main event. And I guess this is a match that they've been running on the house show circuit because I read online. I think it was Saturday. I don't know when it was, but it was probably Saturday where I guess they had that match on a house show and Roman Reigns won. So that's interesting that they brought that to TV. They must have had a good match in the house show circuit for them to bring it to TV. Um, so yeah. So Riddle goes backstage. Well, then we cut to Riddle and Orton backstage. And, Orton is discussing this match with AJ Styles. And Riddle saying, don't be hard on yourself, referring to what happened to with Bobby Lashley last week. And then Riddle starts going off on his tangent about the Lion King. And Randy Orton's like, are you confusing the movie with real life again? And Riddle's like, no, bro, listen. It was a bunch of lions and it was hyenas everywhere, bro. I gave this a like because Riddle's an idiot. And just everything Riddle does, I like. So that was kind of cool. They had matching headphones. That was cool. Then we go to Eva Marie versus Doudrop. I gave this match a dislike. Can we just stop it? Please? Like, can we just stop? Like, I don't care. I didn't care when it started. I cared a little bit, but now I don't give a fuck. Like, let's just end it. So Eva Marie wrestles Doudrop again. I never noticed this because I didn't pay that much attention to Eva Marie or her music. But her music sounds like a ripped off version of Cardi B's Up. And it's really annoying. But yeah. Then we have the match. Eva Marie gets on the mic and basically body shames Doudrop. Basically saying, look at me, now look at her, now look at me again. And look at her. And I'm more prettier than her. And then they have the match. Eva Marie runs away, constantly getting out of the ring. Corey Graves calls it the rope-a-dope and then compares Eva Marie to Muhammad Ali. And that might be the worst part of this show. I'm sorry, Corey. And even Corey Graves realized, okay, maybe I took it a step too far. And then there's so much wrong with that comparison that I'm not even gonna entertain it. Um, but of course, Dewdrop wins, and hopefully this angle's over. Like I said, move Dewdrop into the women's title picture. Do something with her. I would say do Dewdrop versus Nia Jax, but ooh, I don't know about that. We'll get to that later. So then we go to Big E. Storms into the GM locker room and says he wants both Lashley and Roman. Then we come back from commercial break and Paul Heyman goes in there and starts talking shit. And then the match gets made, which I already talked about. All right, so and again, they do this. Both these segments happen while Randy Orton is standing in the ring. Like I don't know why they do that. That is so weird to me. So anyway, we have Randy Orton versus AJ Styles, match of the night. Um, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, man. Contenders for MVP of the week. I mean, and I know we haven't had the pay per view yet, so I know that's a little strong, but I'm pretty confident if we hadn't had this pay per view this Sunday, that I would put either Randy Orton or AJ Styles as MVP of the week because these guys absolutely tore it up. I already talked about the Omos stuff and the inconsistent rules of the referee, but I didn't let that ruin my experience for me. So while the referee's getting rid of Omos, of course, wrestler gets distracted trope. AJ Styles hits this beautiful forearm, phenomenal forearm to the outside of the ring. I mean, he connects clean with it. Um, AJ counters Orton's middle rope DDT by forcing the top rope into Orton's throat. I've never seen that before. That was really good. Orton gets some color, man. AJ hits a grounded forearm. I think Orton's eye gets busted open. He gets a little bit of color. Sheamus would get some color later. There's a lot of blood tonight. Um, this is my favorite part of the match. So both men fake each other out, right? AJ Styles is on the apron, and he's setting up for the phenomenal forearm, and he jumps, and then Orton does this, and Orton's waiting for the RKO. AJ fakes him out, but then Orton fakes him out, and then they point at each other, and then somebody online did the whole Spider-Man point meme where there's like four Spider-Mans and they're not pointing at each other. So they did the Randy Orton and AJ did the point, and then they had the Spider-Man meme underneath, and it was funny. So then they do that. Orton gets the rope, the middle rope DDT thing. Hits the RKO for the 1, 2, 3. Not that I want to compare Randy Orton and AJ Styles to Eva Marie and Dewdrop, but I kind of have to make a comparison in with the fact that I think that the rivalry's run its course. I mean, Dewdrop needs to move on to somebody else. I think RK Bro needs to move on to somebody else. Like, there's nothing more he can do, in my opinion. All right, so then we go to Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler. They do a recap of their success and their rise and their highs and their lows. Basically, they show how they won the tag titles, and then they show the descent between them, and now we get to this match. And honestly, I think that Nia Jax or Shayna Baszler is more deserving of a pay per view match than Liv Morgan and Carmella. I'm sorry, and you know what? Listen, how long has this rivalry been between Liv Morgan and Carmella? What, a couple weeks? Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler is what, a year? Like a tag team breaking up? Like I feel like that should get some pay per view time more than Carmella and Liv Morgan. And that's not me shitting on Carmella or Liv Morgan. It's just I feel like this story should be bigger and it should be at a pay per view. Like, you could have did what they did here on pay-per-view. I gave the match a dislike because the match was a mess. It just wasn't really good. The story was the aftermath of it. I feel really bad about laughing at this spot, but like Shayna Baszler got the coquina clutch or the Karakuda clutch. What is the difference, by the way? Like Samoa Joe does the coquina clutch, and Shayna Baszler does the Karakuda clutch. It's literally the same hold, or am I missing something? Somebody answer that in the comments. I don't know. Anyway, so Nia Jax is in the coquina clutch or the Karakuda clutch, and she's like, "I can't breathe." Oh shit! Oh my god! I know it wasn't meant to be funny, but I laughed so fucking hard. I can't breathe. Whew, man! And then the referee does the arm thing, and the referee rings the bell. And then so Shayna Baszler takes her hand and puts it on the steel steps, and then kicks the steps, and then like bends her elbow back and like stomps on her arm. And this squeal that Nia Jax let out was so funny. She sounded like a squealing pig. Oh my god! And that's not a shot at Nia's weight or anything. I actually happen to think that Nia Jax is beautiful. But man, that whole angle was just a lot funnier than it should have been, at least to me. And the thing that I want to take note of is Shayna Baszler looked like she like regretted what she did, almost like she didn't want to do it. Um, so hopefully, there's like a story there we can run with all that. I am parched. Mm. All right, so then we go to Mansoor and Ali versus Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. And man, I'm glad that the commentators brought up their past because I sure as hell was about to. I had my pen ready, okay, and like, but there wasn't really much explanation. It's just that they were enemies, but they figured it would be better as a team, so they teamed up. But they were enemies for the better part of what happened. Was that 2019? I believe so. 20. Anyway, they were enemies last year, the year before. Now they're a tag team. This match was great. I gave it a like, although I think if you would have given them maybe 3 more minutes, you would have had a banger in your hands. Yeah, all four of these men really complemented each other. They're all made for that high style type. They all have that high style, that high flying, high risk type wrestling style. So all four men complemented each other. And then, of course, Ali took my favorite bump of the night where he takes the ring post and he does like a 360 flip, and it's fucking awesome. I talked about it, I think it was 2 weeks ago when he took that same bump, and I played it like 5 times. It was awesome. So then I think Angel Garza had like I don't even want to call it an Indian death lock, but I think it's a muta lock. And while he had the muta lock on Ali, uh, Humberto hit the drop kick, and then it was just a pinfall, and that was it. Like I said, give this match 3 more minutes, it would have been a banger. But I still gave it a like because it was a good match. Then we go to the Karrion Cross promo. Why they haven't had him wrestle the past 2 weeks, I don't know. But at least the promos are still keeping him relevant somewhat. And then we go to Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley versus Natalia and Tamina. And yeah, I wrote some notes for this match. Um, pediatric cancer is something that the WWE is a charity of theirs. And you can tell Rhea Ripley got a little emotional while delivering a promo. I don't want to say promoting it because that sounds wrong, but I guess maybe just bring awareness to the charity that they're a part of. And then, of course, they dedicate their match to the kids with pediatric cancer. And yeah, I don't think you could do that and not expect them to win the tag titles. I don't know. So I'm not really sure how I feel about that. The match was fine. Rhea Ripley hit the Riptide on Tamina onto the apron, which still doesn't look as effective. I know I shit on the Riptide every week. I know I do, but I just think she should have a better finisher. I'm sorry, and even on the apron, it doesn't look effective. I mean, it could be because Tamina's thick as fuck, and she's got that. I'm not trying to say she's fat, but that thickness kind of absorbs a lot of the impact, even if it is an apron. But a move that looks weak even on the apron, damn. Like, I don't know. So Natalia goes for the sharpshooter, and Nikki counters it to a pin, and we got new tag champions. Yeah, like I said, they dedicated the match to the kids with cancer. How the fuck do you not win? Um, yeah. So then we go to Alexa's Playground, and this was really interesting because Charlotte kind of brought up old Alexa. Like, I want old Alexa back. I want the Alexa Bliss who was a champion. But then she kind of shifts on her and says the only reason why you were a champion is because I was on Raw and you were on SmackDown or vice versa. But Charlotte basically challenges, I want the old Alexa back. And basically taps into her insecurities, saying that, she hides behind this Alexa playground and the doll and the black lipstick and the all that shit. It's a facade to hide her insecurities. But then Alexa turns it around on her and says, what would Charlotte be without the championship? Like, the championship defines you. And it's weird because she starts talking like regular Alexa. Like, you don't hear that Alexa Playground. Like, she starts talking like normal Alexa Bliss, like the old Alexa Bliss, basically saying Charlotte would be nothing without the championship. And then Charlotte says, well, too bad you're never going to find out. Um, so Charlotte asks, I'm kind of going back a little bit. So Alexa asks, what would you be? What would these fans have to say or what would you say to the fans if you weren't champion? And then the fans chant woo, and then Charlotte says, acknowledging the fans, and Alexa says, that's not even originally yours. And then Charlotte, with the motherfucking Ashton Kutcher burn of the night, says, I wouldn't talk about originality if I were you. And mic drop. Like, it's kind of a cheap shot, and it's not fair because it's not Alexa's fault. But damn, burn, just burn. So I'm going back now. I'm going forward, actually. Alexa says, "What would you be without the championship? Too bad you're not going to find out." Charlotte pie faces her, and there's just something about the physicality here that just doesn't add up. Like, Alexa Bliss looks like she tries to do a Luthez press, and Charlotte just says no. And it just, the physicality here just wasn't good. I'm sorry. Charlotte takes her heel off after she pie faces her to give her a big boot, which I know I said this last week, but I'll say it again. I think the big boot is a good finish for Charlotte. The natural selection, she doesn't hit cleanly all the time. And how easy is it to boot a bitch in the face? Like, but her big boot looked good. I think it would be more effective with the heel on. Like, I guess you really don't want to hurt her that bad, right? So, like I said, the physicality just was not good. Alexa hits the DDT, and then Charlotte scurries from the ring. While Alexa's down, like she pulls the head off of Charlie. Oh, tell me why Charlie, the doll, gets a chant in the middle of the promo. Like the fans start chanting Charlie, Charlie. Like, and with another good line, like Charlotte says, "How does it feel to know that a doll is more popular than you?" Like these girls were just zinger left and right, man. And I know I'm gonna give away one of my predictions, but I said it last week. I said it the week prior. I think that Alexa Bliss is gonna win Sunday. Um, I'll try not to do too many predictions, but that's one of them that I'm gonna just say right now, and I'll reiterate when I do my Extreme Rules video or my Extreme Rules prediction video. Um, I think Alexa's character is starting to get a little stale with the playground bit, and maybe this championship win will be the catalyst for the retransformation back into the old Alexa Bliss, which I would welcome. Um, I even miss her old entrance thing. That is my shit. Yeah, so looking forward to that Sunday. I gave that segment a like. 24/7 shit. Get it the fuck off of my TV. Every week. Every time I see it, every week, I always write 24/7 shit. I don't want to see it, man. You got Truth, Drake Maverick, and the Zauer and Drew Gulak come up with a plan to try to capture Reggie, the 24/7 champion, and it fails. And again, Reggie is athletic. He does some athletic shit, but it's just a waste. I just get it off my TV. Like I said, you could do that for the website. Do that for Facebook. Don't put it on Raw. As a matter of fact, if you could just chop that segment out completely, and I would say that that whole segment was about 3 minutes. Give that to honestly anywhere else, but give it to Mustafa Ali and Mansoor versus Angel Garza and Alberto Carrillo. And like I said, you would have had a banger there. So moving on. Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. Stipulation being if Jeff Hardy wins, he gets added to the match Sunday and it becomes a triple threat match. Even though Jeff lost to Damian Priest last week. But whatever. It's a pretty decent match. Damian Priest is on commentary. Jeff hits the twist of fate. Sheamus gets some color, gets his nose busted open. Jeff hits the twist of fate, goes for the swanton. Sheamus gets his knees up. Sheamus goes for white noise. Jeff counters into a roll up. 1, 2, 3. Jeff gets added to the match. I mentioned last week, or I did my SmackDown review, that there's no stipulation matches really for this Sunday. Like there's just matches and it's Extreme Rules and there's no Extreme Rules stipulations. So I think with Jeff Hardy being added to the match, make it a ladder match. Like that's obvious right there to me. And hopefully we get some stipulations soon. I don't know. All we got left is SmackDown. So unless we're gonna get it the day of the pay-per-view, or they just announce shit online, which is lame. I don't know, but yeah, we need some stipulations, stats, Extreme Rules. Fuck. All right, then we go to our main event. It's Big E versus Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns, and what you have here is you basically have three big men beating the shit out of each other. What more do you want? So Yeah, just three hosses running into each other. You got the Doom spot or the Tower of Doom spot where Big E power bombs Roman Reigns while Roman Reigns suplexes Bobby Lashley. I probably did that wrong. I know Big E had the power bomb, but there was a suplex in there too. Um, that spine buster through the table always looks good. It looks like Big E kind of, or it looks like Bobby Lashley kind of lost his grip a little bit, but Big E got his big ass up there and took all that table. That was really good. Bobby Lashley grabs a chair and breaks up the pin. Roman Reigns almost got beat twice here. He was pinned by Big E by Bobby Lashley with the spear, and then pinned by Big E with the big ending, which I still fucking hate that move. You know what? I'm just shitting on moves that I hate on this episode of Warren's Vlog. I hate the big ending. I hate the Riptide, and I fucking hate the natural selection. Well, I don't hate the natural selection. I like when John Cena did it as a throwback. But the Riptide doesn't look effective. I shit on it every week. And the big ending literally is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. Like, you're taking a bat bump and you're putting all the weight of your opponent onto your shoulder and your pectoral muscle or your chest. Like, why? And the dumbest variant of this was when Big E did it at Money in the Bank off of a ladder to Seth Rollins. I don't know. Anyway, so Big E hits the big ending on Roman Reigns, and fucking Bobby Lashley grabs a chair, and as JR would say, he wears his ass out with a steel chair, by God. So poor Big E gets mollywopped with a steel chair. Bobby Lashley's, posing with the chair, and then hits with the spear for the win. They're really making Roman look strong here, aren't they? Roman won twice on Raw tonight. So, overall, I don't know how I feel about them doing the champion versus champion thing, especially when we got Survivor Series in 2 months. But then we got a draft coming up before Survivor Series. So what the fuck does brand loyalty mean when you got a draft before Survivor Series? But I'm sure I will bitch about that when the time comes. But for now, we got Monday Night Raw. Roman Reigns wins the triple threat. We got 7 likes and 4 dislikes. I'm going to give the show a B. It was a pretty good episode of Raw. It was above average. I think having that monster main event was kind of cool. But my question is, what do we do for the WWE title this Sunday at Extreme Rules? Nothing has been announced. I mean, are they just not going to have the WWE champion on the show? I mean, they've done that before, like with Hell in a Cell. This past Hell in a Cell, that Roman Reigns wasn't on there. So maybe they just won't have the WWE champion appear. Who knows? But yeah, that's where we're at. 7 likes, 4 dislikes, show graded B. This has been my review of Monday Night Raw, episode 14. It's your boy Warren Freeman. I am out.